Oh, Mrs. Don't titter. Oh, it was a bit Frankie Howard-ish, wasn't it? Wasn't that funny? Wasn't that lovely? OK, this is not funny, but this is certainly lovely, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Christmas cake, we've got fresh cranberries, a couple of lovely pears, we've got the old satsumas, we've got some beautiful clementines, my apologies, and we've got a nice bit of chocolate there and a bit of the old, is that brandy butter, do you think?
Brandy butter,
nice. Very nice indeed. But what would you do with it, boys? First up, Richard Phillips.
Right, well, wonderful bag, isn't it? I will do some poached mulled wine pears, so some red wine, some cloves, some orange zest, the zest of these in there, poach them till they're nice and tender. We'll serve that with we'll add a bit of vanilla, I think, maybe to this brandy butter. That can accompany that, and obviously the nice red wine reduction to accompany that. We'll cook these down with a little bit of orange and a little bit of sugar, caramelise them off. Maybe a Christmas cake Panto, so we'll put that in some egg, we'll pan fry that. That'll go with that. The chocolate, either maybe a nice chocolate fondue. We'll dice the rest of this up, melt that, a bit of cream in there, a bit of vanilla, with the clementines and some nice diced cake.
Oh, is that enough to win over the studio audience here? Has Tony cooked his goose? Well, we're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what Tony Tobin comes up with.
I think I'll do a few things here.
Yeah, go on, Tony.
Christmas cassonade. Christmas cassonade is what you make up when you've got all this sort of stuff left over. So you chop up your fruits and your clementines and dice up some of that and put a few cranberries in there, and we make a nice thick kind of custard and put it over the top, and then you'd normally let it go cold and put some sugar on top like a brulee. Yeah. But we won't have time to do that, but we're, you know...
Similar, along those
similar
lines.
to that. Chocolate fondant,
yeah.
because you've got chocolate like that, you've got to turn it into a fondant. Fondant, so it's like a sponge that's soft in the middle. You know, when you open it up, it's all gooey and makes you dribble.
Oh, no. With a few cranberries in there, maybe.
A few cranberries, but then I thought maybe some roasted pears, and then I quite like the idea of kind of a savoury and sweet to this. So sweet roasted pears with like a cranberry chilli jam.
Oh, very nice. Oh, green for Tony, red for Richard. Which way would you go? Please pick up your keypads and will you all vote now? All right, who is going to be the head chef and sous chef this afternoon, guys? Look at these lights flashing all over the place. The balls are almost filled. The audience have made up their mind. Please reveal who's won today's Quickie Bag Challenge. It's a green kitchen win! All right, Tony Tobin, your 10 minutes cooking time starts now.
OK, Richard's going to do the chocolate fondant for me, please, from start to finish. Ainsley, could you whip me up some egg whites, please?
I certainly will.
I'm going to get on with my pears and chilli jam.
OK,
and I'm going to make a bit of custard.
All right, boys. Christmas time at home. What's your favourite desserts? What do you like? Because normally you have so much main course, don't you? You don't want to get round to it.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I really like Christmas pudding. You know, we make our Christmas puddings for the restaurant back in August time. Let it infuse for a couple of weeks.
You just soak the fruits, you don't actually make them, or do you make them and then pour them?
No, we soak the fruits for a month.
Yeah.
With all the booze, and then we make them and cook them and just leave them there, and they just keep infusing throughout the month leading up to it.
I love the yolks.
Wonderful. OK, you've got the yolks there. So how many do you actually make then?
About 1,500 Christmas puddings in August for all the restaurants. We serve it only throughout the month of December and obviously Christmas Day. I think people, if you go sort of too far in advance, it's they get bored, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to do it. Beautiful. What about you, Tone? Tobin?
I'm not a big fan of Christmas pudding. We have sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah. And
this year at the restaurant we did a sticky toffee Christmas pudding. Hey, did you see what I did there, yeah?
Yeah.
And actually, it's lovely with toffee sauce and just a great vanilla ice cream. It's lovely. It's lovely. And I don't think you can eat enough on Christmas Day. I love it.
I do the whole chocolate tart thing. I do the log. I do, you know, Christmas pudding, traditional Christmas pudding.
Two egg yolks and 3 egg whites.
I'm sorry about this. 2 egg yolks and 3 egg whites. Well, it's like 2 egg whites, isn't it?
OK, I'll make do.
Right. OK. Yeah, there we are.
Could you just butter and flour
I certainly will.
Me,
what about Panto, boys? You big fans?
Yeah, it's good fun, isn't it?
I absolutely love Panto.
Take the kids. I'm not going to see him this year, unfortunately. December's obviously a crazy time for us, so unfortunately not, but maybe after Christmas.
Do you know the best Panto that I've been to has been on the last day in January? You know, because they all mess up their lines and they all seem to be having a bit of a... isn't it the best... The last one's the best one. Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to do something that's never, ever been attempted.
OK, you want me to crumble crumble up a bit of the cake?
Just a little bit of that cake.
Okay, chef.
Into here. Obviously, we don't want the marzipan or icing, but I think that cake is moist enough to.
Ooh,
just take that paper off there.
7 minutes to go, guys.
I think it's moist enough to break it down like that. Put a little bit of egg white into it.
Do you want a little bit of this in there too?
No, I don't need it. Don't need it. I don't think we'll need it.
Okay.
Right, so we just moisten that down like that, and then fold in the rest of our egg whites. The reason I added a little bit of egg whites in there is to kind of break down the cake mixture, so that now I'm folding in egg whites, and it allows the egg whites to go through it, and this is going to be a Christmas cake souffle.
Oh, Christmas cake souffle. How about that then, eh? Okay.
I know it works with Christmas pudding, because I've had it on the restaurant.
Then, chef, is it?
No, I'm going to put it in there and into the oven.
A little bit of a mould. Okay,
how long have we got?
It in there. Oh, about 5.5 minutes.
I think it's going to take about 5.5 minutes.
Is it really?
Well, it should take 7, to be honest.
Okay, there you go.
But if it doesn't work...
You can blame me,
I'll
chef.
blame the egg whites.
Okay, lovely.
There you go, but you never know. In this pan here, I've got my pears, which are just in butter at the moment. I need to add some sugar to that.
You're right. Yeah, good chef, good chef.
A little bit of sugar going in there.
A little bit of sugar, and we're going to kind of roast those, get those all nice and caramelised. Cranberries in there with some orange juice.
Okay.
Not orange juice, what are these called?
Okay. There we are. A bit of... you've got your old...
clementines. These clementines.
What are you doing here?
I'm making a chocolate fondant. So I've got the chocolate and the butter in the fridge.
Yeah.
In the fridge. In the microwave.
What do you want with this?
If you can whisk that up, cream it for me, please.
Yeah.
Just so it's nice and creamy, not too much. And then we're going to mix that with the chocolate and the butter, fold in the flour, wonderful chocolate fondant mix. Just butter in these moulds. Then I'm going to dust them with a little bit of cocoa powder.
When they come out the oven?
No, now, before we go in. It's a bit like a souffle. It helps it come out of the mould.
Okay. Oh, we've only got 5 minutes to do this in. The chefs are pushing it. Come on, chef, get it done in there.
I need to make sure that's sausage first.
There we are, chef. You want to take it over?
Thank you. That's perfect. No, I don't need that anymore, Ainsley.
Okay, where you go.
How are we doing? How are we doing?
Good.
We need to get these fondants in the oven. How long are they going to take to cook?
Flour in.
Okay.
Right. I need to get on with my casserole.
Everybody happy? All right, you get on with all your bits and pieces.
Right.
I'm off into our studio audience. No, mate, too late. You've lost me. I'm out of here. What's wrong with you? We've got a quickie question today from one of our studio audience members. And is it Bobby?
No, it's Bibi.
Bibi. Oh, Bibi Brown. What a great name. You're like a movie star. Hey, yes. Bibi, what are you going to ask our chef?
Goose. I've never cooked goose Christmas and wondered if they can give me some tips or accompaniment that goes with it, something different.
OK, chefs, do you hear that?
More unusual than...
Goose?
Yeah, she wants something alternative to Christmas, obviously, something you haven't cooked before.
Yes,
OK, what about it, guys?
OK, goose is one of those meats that you have to cook. You give it a little bit of TLC. You cook it nice and gently. The slower you can cook it, the better it is. It's like a duck breast, really. When you take it off, it looks all nice and plump, but when you actually cut down and take the breast off, they're actually quite flat. But it has quite a big surrounding of fat on it, so you've got to cook it nice and gentle, so you get really nice and tender. Lots of rest, and then when you make the gravy, you'll notice there'll be a lot of grease on the top, which you need to take it off. And a great tip is if you can't, once you've got your ladle or your spoon around, you can't get in. If you get kitchen roll like this, and you put the kitchen roll onto the top of your gravy and lift it off, and do that 3 or 4 times, all the grease comes off in here, and you get a completely grease-free gravy. That goes really well. Richard.
OK, Rich,
yeah,
what about it?
That's a fantastic tip. I mean, going back to what I said earlier, really,
3 minutes.
Again, I blanched them. So we asked the butcher to whip the legs off, and then into boiling water, and it also helps because it's quite a large fat content. So when they do go into the, when you are roasting them, that sort of breaks down some of the fat before it goes into the oven.
Great, thank you very much indeed, Richard. But my only advice, I'd say, is when I've cooked goose at home, is I prick the skin. Prick it all over and cook it on a rack. Now, you're cooking it on a rack, all the fat's going to come out, OK? And that will be really, really good, because you release all of those, all the grease will come out. Great for roasting potatoes, don't throw it away. It really is excellent. And if you want the skin nice and crispy, when you take it out the oven, sprinkle it with a little bit of water, and the steam will puff up, it will evaporate, and you get a lovely crispy skin. fabulous goose. Have a go. There's lots of recipes out there, OK? Hope they've given you some advice. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, right, what have we got going here then, Chef?
Could you just dice a little bit of that pear and put it into there for me, please?
OK, Chef, no problem at all.
And what I've done here is I made a custard.
We've got 2 minutes left on cooking.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a chopping knife for chopping up
just
here.
a little bit, just a little bit of dice in there.
No
what
problem.
I did was I made a custard and I put a little bit of corn flour in there so it wouldn't split, and I split it. So what I've done is I've put it into a liquidizer. That's it, mate, just shoving that. And I've blitzed it up and it's come back. I put a tiny bit of cream in there, so that's a good tip. If you split your custard, don't panic too much. While it's still hot, a little bit of cream in there, into a food processor. Look, that's lovely.
OK, is that enough there, Chef?
Yeah, we're just going to kind of
OK, you've got 1.5 minutes to go now, Chef. There we are, looking good, Tone. Look at that, beautiful.
Nice and then you'd let that set up in the oven.
OK.
No, in the oven. You'd let it set up in the fridge. And then you could put sugar on the top, and using a gun, you blow like a creme brulee. It's got all the lovely stuff. That blended butter, I'm going to add some of that into here.
Lovely cake. OK, Chef, and you've got all that to cook, and we've got the fondants in the oven. The
fondants we're going to pull out right at the last minute.
Yeah.
Right at the last minute.
1 minute, your souffle is looking good too.
Right, can you just bring out my pears for me, Ainsley, please?
I certainly will. Chocolate fondant, one of these.
What do you mean, Chef? Are we good?
Mind your back's hot.
Can you just turn them over for me, Ainsley, please? Now, in this cranberry, Ains, I use some of the tangerine juice, and I use some orange juice. That's quite good,
lovely, isn't it? Right, lovely, Chef.
Here, I've my lovely roasted pears, which I'm going to sit on the top of that cranberry. So we've got the sweet and we've got savoury going on here.
All right, then. Shall we have a little bit of that? Do you want that little cream sauce around it, Chef? I think so.
Right, how are we doing with those? What are we serving with the fondant?
OK, the souffle, the chocolate fondant.
That's it. A little bit of that
10,
outside.
9,
we've got some cream. We've got the fondant.
5, 4,
and the sauce.
OK, welcome back, Dame. Tony Jordan, come on in, Tony. There you go. You can see the chefs are quickly knocking everything out. Here we are. It's a bit hot, isn't it, eh?
Right, there you go. Go into try the souffle, Christmas cake souffle. Just remember where you tried it first.
OK, there you go.
If it's nice. What we did was we just whipped up some egg whites, mashed up the cake, a little bit of egg white into it, just to soften it so we get the egg whites through it, folded the rest through. In this plate, the cranberries went into a pan with the satsuma, clementine, whatever it is, juice in there, a little bit of orange juice as well. I put a couple of chilli flakes in there, and then we just very simply roasted off the pears with butter and sugar. The fondant...
Yeah, butter and chocolate melted in the microwave, whisked up with some egg whites, egg yolks and flour. Got a vanilla cream on there and a bit of vanilla pod to it.
And Christmas cassonades, which is everything you've got left over at Christmas, all those nuts and the dried fruits and stuff. It's great. Bit of Madeira cake or Christmas cake, whatever cake you've got. You just make a custard. Remember, I split it accidentally. I didn't mean to, but into a liquidizer with a little bit of cream, brought it back.
What do you think, Dave? What am I talking about? What do you think, Tony?
Well, Frank, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely fantastic, Ainsley.
You like it? Lovely. Come on, then. Welcome back, David and Carrie, everybody. Come and join us for a little bit of Christmas fare. OK, and from all of us here at Ready, Steady, Cook, ladies and gentlemen, have a great, great Christmas, really, and hopefully see you soon for more culinary delights. Bye-bye. Take care.
A sparkling end to Oz and James's big wine adventure as they take in a theme park and the most opulent wineries in the world at 8. Then, with sherry from Spain and Dutch custard, Heston Blumenthal creates the perfect trifle. Last in the series at 8:30. Stay with us for TV's cruelest quiz, The Weakest Link, next.